The board members didn't smile. They didn't greet anyone. They walked straight into the building with stern faces. I felt my chest tighten. Leo whispered, "They're not here for a friendly meeting." We watched from the sidewalk as staff members rushed around inside the office. Papers were being moved. People were whispering. Phones were ringing nonstop. 20 minutes later, the board members reappeared, with my father behind them. His face was pale. His eyes looked tired, furious, and scared all at once. One board member pointed across the street, at my billboard. My father's jaw clenched. He looked like he might explode. Then the board car door opened. He didn't get in. They weren't taking him anywhere. They were leaving him behind. My heart dropped. I knew what that meant. Leo exhaled slowly. "They're removing him, Mason. This is a forced step down." My father stood alone on the sidewalk as the board drove away. For the first time in my life, he didn't look powerful. He didn't look like the man who controlled everything. He looked small. He looked like someone who had finally lost the thing he loved most. His position, his reputation, his control. He glanced toward me across the street. Our eyes met, but instead of anger, I saw something I never expected: fear. And then his assistant rushed outside with a folder in her hand. I knew what that folder meant. Legal trouble. Serious trouble. Everything was collapsing. Police cars arrived. Cameras arrived. Reporters arrived. It was chaos. And I stood right there, watching everything unfold around the billboard with my face on it. My father wasn't arrested, but officers took statements from several employees. Reporters shouted questions at him. He kept his head down, something I had never seen him do in my entire life. He tried to walk back inside the building, but his access card didn't work. They had disabled it. He slammed his hand on the door in frustration. The staff inside wouldn't open it. "Mason," Leo said quietly, "your father. He's out. For real." My legs felt weak. Part of me felt sorry for him. Part of me didn't. He brought this on himself. He stole from me. He embarrassed me. He tried to crush my career. He thought I would always stay quiet. But now the whole city knew the truth. Suddenly, a group of reporters spotted me and ran toward us. "Mason, Mason, can you comment on the article? Did your father really steal your work? Do you think he deserves this? What do you plan to do now?" I opened my mouth to speak, but then my phone buzzed again. A message from a number I didn't know. When I read it, my breath caught. "We need to talk. I'm the one who leaked everything. Please meet me alone. There's more you don't know." My hands shook as I read it again. Someone inside my father's company wasn't just helping me. They had a deeper reason. But who and why? I slipped away from the reporters and followed the location the message sent. A quiet parking lot behind an old bookstore. My heart pounded. What if this was a trap? What if someone wanted to hurt me? But something told me to go anyway. When I arrived, a person stepped out from behind a car. It wasn't who I expected at all. It was Tyler, my father's golden employee, his favorite, the guy who stole my project and smiled about it. "What are you doing here?" I asked firmly. Tyler looked nervous, really nervous. He ran a hand through his hair. "I'm the leak, Mason." I froze. "You?" I said. "Why would you help me?" He swallowed hard. "Because I didn't know what your father was really like until recently. And after what he did to you, I couldn't stay quiet. I didn't know whether to believe him. I didn't know if this was another trick." But then he pulled out a folder of documents. "Your father covered up something big," Tyler whispered. "And if you don't hear this part, everything that happened today won't make sense." I stared at the folder. "What is it?" I asked. Tyler stepped closer. "It's about you, Mason, and why your father was so desperate to stop you." My heart stopped. "What do you mean?" He looked me straight in the eyes. "Mason, your father wasn't trying to protect his company. He was trying to hide something he did to you years ago." My whole body went cold. "What did he do?" Tyler took a breath. "Something that could destroy him completely." My hands shook as I held the folder Tyler gave me. "What did my father do?" I asked again, louder this time. Tyler looked around like someone might be watching us. Then he said quietly, "Your father didn't just steal your project. He stole your future. On purpose." I frowned. "What are you talking about?" He opened the folder and showed me old documents. Some were printed emails. Some were financial reports. Some were notes with my father's signature. Tyler pointed to one page. "This is from when you were in college. Remember when you applied for that big internship at the marketing firm?" I nodded slowly. "They said I didn't qualify." Tyler swallowed. "They didn't reject you. Your father did." I froze. "What?" Tyler continued. "He contacted the company and told them not to accept you. He said you weren't ready, and that letting you work there would make the family look weak." My chest tightened. My father never even told me. But it got worse. Tyler flipped to another page. "This is a letter to another firm. They wanted to offer you a junior position. Your father blocked that too." My breath went shallow. Page after page showed the same thing. Opportunities one never knew about. Companies that tried to reach out. Offers that vanished. Doors that were closed behind my back. And all because of him. "But why?" I whispered. Tyler looked me in the eyes. "Because he was afraid that if you succeeded outside his company, you wouldn't need him anymore." My vision blurred. All those years he said I was average. He made me average. He made sure of it. Tyler stepped back. "There's more. Something even worse." I didn't think my heart could take more. But he was right. Because the last document in the folder changed everything. I opened the last page slowly, afraid of what I'd see. It was an email chain between my father and the board members. The subject line said, "About Mason's future role, do not promote." My stomach twisted. I read the first email. My father wrote, "Mason is not leadership material. If he stays in the company, he could cause problems. Block all chances of advancement permanently." My hands started shaking. He didn't just push me aside during the event. He planned it long before that day. He planned to keep me at the bottom forever. Tyler looked down. "I'm sorry, Mason. I didn't know about this part until I started checking deeper. Your father wanted full control, and he didn't want you to ever grow strong enough to challenge him." My vision blurred with anger and hurt. "He's my father," I whispered. "Why would he do this to his own son?" Tyler didn't answer. He just said, "There's something else too." He pointed to the last message. The board had replied, "If this backfires, it could cause legal problems or public backlash." My father wrote back, "Don't worry. Mason will never be a threat. He never does anything big." That line cut deeper than any insult he ever said to my face. I took a step back. Then another. I felt sick. I felt broken. I felt boiling anger. Tyler grabbed my arm gently. "Mason, this truth can ruin him, but you deserve to know it." I clenched the folder in my hand. My father didn't just doubt me. He didn't just criticize me. He designed my failure. And now I have proof. "So what do you want to do?" Tyler asked quietly. I looked at the folder. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I walked straight to my father's office building. Not running. Not hiding. Just walking with a fire in my chest I never felt before. People were gathered outside watching the news. Cameras were everywhere. Reporters whispered as I passed. My father was standing alone near the entrance, his eyes red, his face tired. He looked like someone who aged 10 years overnight. When he saw me, he straightened. "Mason, we need to talk." I held up the folder. "No," I said. "I need to talk." He tried to take the folder from me, but I pulled it back. "Why did you do this?" I asked, my voice shaking. "You blocked my internships. You blocked job offers. You stopped the board from ever promoting me. You controlled every step of my life." "Why?" He didn't answer. He just stared at me like he had no words. So I opened the folder and held up one of the emails. "You said I wasn't good enough. You said I was a risk. You said I would never be a threat." His jaw tightened. He looked embarrassed. He looked guilty. But he still didn't apologize. Instead he said, "I did what I had to do. My job was to protect the company. I stared at him in disbelief. Protect it from me? I'm your son. He looked away. Mason, you were never ready. That was the last straw. I stepped closer and said, I didn't fail because I wasn't good enough. I failed because you tied my hands. His eyes flicked to the folder again. Don't release that. You'll ruin everything. I took a deep breath. You already ruined everything. I'm just telling the truth. His face dropped. And that's when the cameras around us started recording. Reporters swarmed in fast. Mason, is that the evidence? Is it true your father stopped your career? Did he sabotage you on purpose? Are you releasing the documents? My father tried to push past them, but no one listened to him. Everyone wanted answers from me. For the first time, I had the voice. I had the power. I looked up at the huge billboard with my face on it, then back at the reporters. Yes, I said clearly. These documents show what happened, and they will be released in full. People deserve the truth. Gasped. Cameras flashing. Reporters shouting questions. My father stepped forward, his voice cracking. Mason, don't do this. Please. But it was too late. Leo walked up and placed a hand on my shoulder. We already sent the documents to the press, he said. My father's face went pale. Inside the building, employees were already talking. Some were crying. Some were angry. Some looked relieved. The board released an official statement within minutes. The former CEO acted unethically. We support Mason Hayes and stand for fairness. The city took my side. The internet took my side. Even people inside his company took my side. My father didn't just lose his job. He lost his reputation. He lost respect. He lost everything he tried to protect. And for once, he couldn't blame me, because the truth spoke louder than he ever expected. But I wasn't done yet. There was one more thing I needed to do. That evening, I stood again under my billboard. The sky was orange, the city lights glowing. People walked by pointing at it. Some smiled, some nodded, some even clapped when they recognized me. I felt something I had never felt before. Pride. Leo came to stand beside me. You did it, Mason. Everyone sees you now. I nodded slowly. It's not about fame. It's about finally believing I'm enough. He smiled. So what now? I took a deep breath. I'm starting my own agency. A place where no one gets pushed aside. No stealing ideas. No favoritism. No crushing people's dreams. And I meant every word. As we walked away, I looked back one last time at my billboard. My father said I would never be anything. He said I didn't matter. He said I wasn't a threat. But now my face was shining over the city. My name was everywhere. My story inspired people. My truth changed everything. And my father? He lost the one thing he cared about most. Control. He couldn't silence me anymore. I became more than he said I could be. And this time, the world knew my name.